While in the meantime, while we are trying to find out how our microphones start to work, you can join me so we acknowledge together the beginning of this Shabbat with joy. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to start our Kabbalat Shabbat, lighting Shabbat candles on page 120. I'd like to invite Ilan Ravisho, our rabbinical intern, to lead us in the blessing.
אשר קידשנו מצוותיו בציוונו להדליק נר של שבת. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome Shabbat. Welcome everyone. The source of light and truth, Creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find the knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. And trying to find a connection with that sense of love, we turn our Siddurim to page 129. Tonight.
As we come into welcoming this Shabbat, we try to leave behind the things that were keeping us busy, and we try to embrace the spirit of this place as we convert this Friday night, this night, in a night of Shabbat. We turn our Sidurim to page 134 for Samru LaAdonai.
Samru LaAdonai bechinot, bechinot b'kol zimna, b'chatzotzrot b'kol shofar, hariyu lifnei HaMelech Adonai. Iram hayam umot, tevel veyoshveva, hayda einei hakot, imcha uchat yachad, harim iranenu, lifnei Adonai kivat, yishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel betzedek, ve'amim ve'isharim. Iram hayam umot, tevel veyoshveva, hayda einei hakot, imcha uchat yachad, harim iranenu.
So good to all be together. And I'm looking around and I'm looking at our door, our entrance with the light and the sun shining onto the Aleph Bet, hoping and praying right now that the Shabbat bride we are about to welcome in with the words of Lacharuti brings a Shabbat of peace, a Shabbat of joy, a Shabbat of community, and a Shabbat of learning together here as a community. We are on page 130.
אחד עודי לקראת כלל, פני שבת נקבלה, שמור בזכור בדיבורך, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד,
לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור המלאכה, מראש מקדם נאסוכה, זאת מעשה ומחשבה תחילה, לך אדוני לקראת כלה, פני שבת מקבלה, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בהורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שידברי, כבוד אדוני
איך נראה לך דודי לקראת כלה עיני שבת נקבלה לא תבושי ולא תקמי מה תשתוכחי ומה תהמי בך יחסו אני אאמין ונבנתה עיר על תהילה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה בואי בשלום התרץ בעלם גם בשמחה ובצולם תוך אמוני הגאולה בואי חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה היי 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 לך דודי לקראת כלה בני שבת נקבלה. Good Shabbos, everyone. And as we have welcomed Shabbat, we will dedicate a moment to acknowledge each other's presence. So I invite you actually to stand up and to say Shabbat Shalom to each other and to reach out to people that you haven't read yet. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome. I'm dying. I know the aircon is not working. Hopefully. Oh. 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 So. It's Moshe. Sarah? And as we have acknowledged each other's presence, we are on page 140 as we continue with our service. Before we move into our beat, we stop for one more second, for one more moment, to grasp the beauty of this Shabbat. On page 140, Mizmor Shir Leyom HaShabbat.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב לזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בחינוך, צדיק קטן יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שטובלים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינובון בסביבה, דשנים ברעננים יהיו, להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולת בו.
On page 144, חצי קדיש.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא יפרח חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון וחייתך בית ישראל, בהגנה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, מעולם עולם מהמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי לקודשו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמא, ואמרו אמן.
We turn our Signorin to page 146 as we together, as community, ask for the gates of prayer to be open.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
Let's read together on page 148. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe.
who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
And as we get closer to the Shema, I invite you to close your eyes just for a couple of moments and to think about Avat Olam, an everlasting love, about those things that make you feel deeply loved. It might be a person, it might be a moment in your life. It might be a place. So try to meet that person, try to go to that place. Try to let your imagination take you to that moment that inspires in you a deep sense of love. Our lives are filled with noises, and it is indeed a big challenge to find the time, the space to meet with our own soul. And as you hold the picture of that makes you feel love, I invite you to focus on your breath. To breathe in and out. And again in and out. Dear God, never remove that love, your love, from us. Be'avatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim, we say, Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Israel. Take a deep breath and become one. Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. 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 Let's chant together on page 154.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוך בך ובקומך, ושתם נאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובי שעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
אדוני אלוהיכם אמת, אמת ואמון הכל, סוד וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו, ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. We continue with the silent reading on page 156. When your children witness your presence, they praise your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moshe, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices with joy. Who is like you, O God? Mi chamocha, Ba'elim Adonai. We are on page 158.
כמוך נהדר בקודש, תורת תהילות אוסף אלה, תורת תהילות אוסף אלה, אלי מלכותך, ואהובנך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה הביאנו ואמרנו.
ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כיפת אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חסג ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We turn our Siddurim to page 160, and we try to think about our ability to find inner peace, and about the needed love in order to find that peace. Let there be love.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Blessed are you, Garden of Israel. A shelter of peace is spread over us, over your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו, ועל כל עמו ישראל, ועל ירושלים. We turn our Sidurim to page 162. David Friedman. Shamru b'nei Israel et Shabbat. We forgot to put it in the lineup, but we remember.
Excuse me,
that-
we.
Well, it's me. But we remember that this covenant, this breed, is what kept us alive. Shamru b'nei Israel et Shabbat.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. Lai 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 lai, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la
We turn our Sidurim to page 164 for Tfilat Amidah. And you can follow the words of our tradition, but you also can take a moment for yourself, for your personal prayer, to try to open a conversation with your God, with your soul. Page 164.
Adonai, שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
אתה כדאי שתהיה משפיעי, לך תחליט מה זה השמיים בארץ, וכתוב את השמיים והקדוש אתה בכנף זמני. איך כתוב את השמיים בארץ בכל צבאם. רגע, נראה. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. We are at the bottom of page 180 for Shabbat Shalom.
Say shalom bimromav. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru, imru. Say shalom bimromav. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru, imru. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru, imru, amen. Ve'imru, imru, amen.
So, we are going to do one more thing before the Bar Torah.
Okay.
But who made this lineup? No, actually, I'm right. Like we have it, that's fine. This time I'm fine. I made the lineup and I forgot the lineup. I need to. So they all have lineups beside me. But at the end of Tfilat Amidah, we dedicate one more moment to acknowledge those that are dealing with illness in our community, those that you know that are dealing with illness. So if you have a person that you know that is dealing with illness in his or her body, in his or her soul, somebody who is dealing with addictions, please, you're welcome. We acknowledge those names that were mentioned, and we also acknowledge those names that came to your mind, to your heart in this moment, and we pray for all of them on page 371, Misheberach. To all of you, to all of us, רפואה שלמה, החלמה מהירה, a complete and a fast recovery. Now, yes, it's time to your Dvar Torah. So Ilana was asking me if we usually stand for Divrei Torah or we sit for Divrei Torah, and we are quite free on that sense. What we make sure is to have an Argentinian Israeli accent when we deliver them. So try your best.
Don't be insulting.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Oh no.
This is not working.
This is not working.
Zaki, this is not
Zach,
working.
you're doing a great job, and I'm going to, I think, avoid the microphone tonight. If you can all hear me, thumbs up. Yes. Awesome.
Riga.
Just hold that up, and when they
Hold
finally get
this.
it working, it'll be working.
Hold this, just hold this.
Awesome. Can we all hear better now? This week, we read from Parshat Ki Tavo. We are towards the end of the book of Deuteronomy, and it begins with what is, in my opinion, a familiar commandment. When you enter the land that Adonai is giving you as heritage, and you possess it, and you settle in it, you shall take some of the first fruit of the soil, which you harvest from the land that Adonai is giving you, and you put it into a basket, and then you bring it to what is at this moment an undisclosed location that God will explain later. So why is this a familiar commandment? Earlier in the Torah, many, many months ago in the book of Exodus, we read that the choice first fruits of your soil shall bring it to the house of God. These are very, very similar commandments. And of the 613, I get that there's some repetition, and that's fine. But our tradition also has this saying that there are no redundancies within the Torah. So what's different about them? The most notable difference is how these two begin. When you enter the land, when you, as a collective, as the people of Israel, reach your goal and have entered the promised land, you take your first harvest as an offering. Of the 613 commandments in the Torah, this one is part of a group of commandments that can only be observed in the promised land. In fact, most of these laws that can only be observed in the promised land are about agriculture. So laws about sabbatical and jubilee years, laws about corners and how you tend the soil. This creates a relationship between the people of Israel and the actual land that God is bringing the people of Israel towards for much of the Torah. Rashi, one of our great sages, takes this even a step further. On this specific law in Kitavo, Rashi suggests that the people Israel are only under obligation to bring the first fruits of their harvest as an offering to God once they have conquered the land and are inhabiting it. The when that begins this commandment can be taken as a sign of hope. After 40 years of wandering, the promised land is more tangible than ever, and the people of Israel will soon reach their collective goal that has taken a long time, a lot of labor, and many generations. But it's really important, I think, to Rashi and in general, that this is not perceived as the end of the journey, but rather reaching the promised land is now opening up a whole new world for the people Israel, complete with new ways of coming together as a community and bringing honor to God. The idea here is that reaching a goal is just as much about what doors are about to be open and are opening because of this goal that you are reaching, as it is about the journey that is now behind you and in the past. And once this new journey continues, it is still important to recognize what it took to reach this moment. In some ways, this Devar Torah, this Shabbat here at Temple Beth Tikvah, feels like my Bikurim, my first offerings to the Temple Beth Tikvah community. I am super excited to be here, beginning my journey with you all. But what is really especially great for me is that tomorrow night we have an opportunity for our communal Bikurim to begin our first offerings for the High Holy Days together as a community. As a community, we can begin with our Slichot services to look back on our year and use what we've learned to reflect, to celebrate, and to pray to make this upcoming year of 5779 the best that it can be. May this Shabbat, before we reach Slichot, be a Shabbat Shalom, a Shabbat of community, a Shabbat of reflection, and a Shabbat of peace.
Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue our service on page 586 with Aleinu Leshabeach. Please rise as we open the ark.
Aleinu leshabeach Adon hakol, לתת גאולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחת האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומשאב יקרו בשמיים למעל, ושכינתו זו בגופים מרובים. הוא אלוהינו לעירות, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והושבת אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת עיניו.
במלכות שדי
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Thank you, Beth. At this point of our service, we dedicate a moment to acknowledge mourners among our community. If you are during the first 7 days of mourning, Shiva, please rise. If you're during the first 30 days of mourning, Shloshim, please rise.
My mother-in-law, Doreen Overgang.
If you are during the cycle of the first year of mourning, please rise. If you have a yahrzeit this week, please rise. Now you can support our fellows while standing or sitting, joining us with your voices and your hearts for Mourners Kaddish on page 598. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי, בהמליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי לכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, באמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עלמיה. יתברך, וישתבח, ויתפאר, ויתרומם, ויתנשא, ויתהדר, ויתעלה, ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה. לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, ועמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יאש למה רבה מן שמיה, בחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. May the memories of your dear ones be for a blessing. Zichronam lebracha. You may be seated. You still have a lineup, right? I'll take your lineup. Makes sense. So, a couple of announcements. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we will get together for Torah study. Where is Torah study right now? And I don't mean to room 105. Where, like, I know that. What? Samson. Shimshon. Okay. So what do you know about Samson at this point? Okay. So if you want to learn about Samson, the bad dude, you can come tomorrow to Torah study and keep exploring with them. At 10 a.m. we will get together for services. And then we will get together for services again at 6:30 for dinner, 7:30 study session, 9 p.m. social ice cream sponsor and hosted by the, what? Well, the two of them. It's going to be social and it's going to be ice cream. And we promised the two of them. And ice cream social at 9 p.m. And at 9:30 we will daven the Slichot service. Now, an interesting thing about the Slichot service and tomorrow night could have a huge impact in your spiritual experience during the high holidays. If you walk in Rosh Hashanah and you are without any preparation, services will feel like that. Even though we will make our best efforts to connect you, to invite you, to bring you in, if you don't start to do your work before Rosh Hashanah, before Yom Kippur, so services do some magic, but not all the magic. So I encourage you to come tomorrow and to get a bit more familiar with the new Machzor. We have a wonderful Machzor. It has some particular things. learn about its particular things, so you won't be surprised when you, for example, are jumping pages during the Tekiyah Shofar, because those that made our Machzor decided that it was a good idea to divide it in 3 different parts of the services. And we at TBT are going to do the shofar service exactly as we do it every year. We are not changing that, but it means that we will be jumping when we do the shofar service between pages. But those are details. Details are important. Details are important because when we are not familiar with the details, they bother us. They make us feel uncomfortable. So it will help you to feel more comfortable, number 1. And number 2, it will help you to be a bit more ready, to think about Teshuvah, like a week before you walk into services, and to wonder about Teshuvah, and to ask yourself where you are, how you're doing. So I encourage you to join us tomorrow morning and tomorrow night to get to know the Machzor and to start your spiritual preparation, if you haven't started yet, toward the high holidays. And bring your Yom Kippur Machzor, the big one, the heavy one. And if you haven't bought your Machzor after Motzei Shabbat, after Avdallah, you can buy your own Machzor here at TBT. Miriam says that you can buy it before also. So wait until 8 p.m. And that's it. So we are going to turn our Siurim to page 144. 144. Let me see if I got it right. No, 42. 142. And I want to invite all the kids that we have here, to start to get closer. I want to invite Kevin to hold the Kiddush cup. You can do that, Kevin. And if you are under the age of 13, please join us. We are on page 142, Shalom Aleichem. And as we get ready, Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharem, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu, ay ay ay. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharem, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Oy oy oy, Bichuni Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Setchem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, Kadosh Baruch Hu. Oy oy oy, Setchem Shalom, Malachi Shalom, Malachi Elyon, Melech Malchei Amlachim, come, Kadosh Baruch Hu. And before we say Kiddush, Ritzan, come here. All the kids, come here. If you are under the age of 13, we want to make sure that you are here. Come on, is your dad calling you? Come on.
Shalom.
So we, in Shabbat, Friday nights, we take a moment to acknowledge our kids. But it's not just about our kids, it's about the ability. Be with me. Let's have one conversation now. Let's be together as community, having a moment. This is about our ability to acknowledge those things that we have created, to look at our creation and to say that our creation is top notch, that our creation is very good, even when we sometimes struggle with our creations. They are wonderful and perfect creations. And as we extend our hands to bless our kids, I invite you also to close your eyes and to think about the loving hands of your parents, of those that brought you to this world, blessing you.
יברככם אדוני וישמרכם.
May God bless you and protect you.
יאהל אדוני פניו אליכם ויחונקם.
May God's light shine upon you and may God be gracious to you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליכם.
May God's presence be within you always.
וישם לכם שלום.
And may God bless you with peace.
וישם לכם שלום.
וישם לכם שלום. ויחולו השמיים בארץ בכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי, ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. סברי חבריי וחברותיי, say לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פארי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קישנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקרא קודש, זכר לי את
השבת ישמרני אותי לעומיה בינו וביני אותי לעומיה בינו וביני ישמרני
a couple of months. You need to come.
But it was totally different than anything I heard before.